So my acrylic panels that I ordered for putting along here, stand up so you can see, replacing some of this cardboard, which I spoke about in one of my other videos, on Coco's pen, because I think being able to hear the other bunnies but not being able to see them is making her nervous. And I thought maybe if she's got some panels where she can still see the bunnies and keep an eye on them, she won't feel as intimidated and nervous, and she'll relax a bit. But I can't leave it clear. I need to put something there or she will fight with them. And she's just too old to be stressing out and fighting like that. So I got these, and they've come in the mail. I had to order them online because they were too expensive locally. And when I unwrapped them, I knew they'd have a protective coating on them. But when I first saw them, I was like, oh, have I ordered the wrong thing? Have I ordered brown? But no, they are, because that's something I would do. They are clear. They just have this protective coat on both sides, so it'll be like that for her. She'll be able to see through nice and clear. And I'll put them in front. I got 5, which is all that I could afford at the moment, but that will do sort of a fair bit of that wall and then down that side, so she'll be able to see both BL and Lotus at the same time, but because they're nice and thick, she won't be able to fight them, and they can be drilled through. So I will get my husband, or I will, one or the other, to drill through the top 2 corners and the bottom 2 corners, and then I will probably cable tie them on at the right position in the pen, just like I've cable tied on the cardboard. I love cable ties, they're so useful, and do that. So I'll don't know when I'll get to it though, because we've got a busy probably 3 or 4 days coming up. So hopefully I'll be able to do that soon for her though. So we've also had puppy training this week. We have it once every week, but because I'm hopeless at vlogging when I'm out and about, I didn't really get any footage apart from this lovely walk around the place that we're puppy training. But we have done 3 puppy training courses before when Maple was younger, so she knows a lot already, but we really wanted her to be well socialised, so we made a conscious choice to make sure that we gave her plenty of opportunities to socialise, and it just reinforces as well keeping up with the training. Otherwise you sort of let it lapse a bit, I think, if you're not using it all the time. It's going to be another hot day today, so I'm just going into the freezer and getting out water bottles. This is where I store all my collection of water bottles for the bunnies and the piggies and whoever needs them. So I'm just going to get them out and pop them into their pens so that they've got something cool for the day. Alright, so I've put their bottles in their pens. They've all got their bottles, and just let these 2 interact with each other and explore each other's pens again. So I wouldn't usually recommend, if your bunnies don't really know each other at all, putting them letting them go in each other's pens and bond that way, because they can become very territorial if there's a new bunny in another bunny's territory, and that can cause a lot more fights than maybe if you bonded in a neutral territory. I have had these guys together. Well, I had Lucy and BL near each other and together for about 1.5 years before they bonded, and they were side by side in pens, so they knew each other really well. And being in the same room, these guys know each other's smells quite well. They're used to each other, and they have had a lot of previous bonding sessions in neutral territory as well. I tried the bathtub method, where you put a towel down in the bathtub and you bond them in a small space like that. And I also tried bonding them in the bathroom as well. And I've also taken them on car rides together, which is the stress bonding method, where they see each other as comfort in a stressful situation. But I found the bathtub method was a little bit more, fights happened a little bit more because it was a bit more contained, and they were forced to really interact, and I'm not that sort of a person. I don't like conflict or tension, so I chose to just take my time with it. There wasn't a rush for me, and to just do easy bonding in a large space. You don't want any space where they can hide, or the other bunny could trap them and start to fight them there and they can't get away. You want it to be quite open. And also, if you're starting off with the bonding, do it in a neutral territory. Do short bonding sessions of about 10 minutes at a time together, and you want to be prepared too. So you want to have thick padded gloves, something like a dustpan that you can use to separate the rabbits if they start fighting, and a towel, because if it comes to a bad fight you can pop the towel over the rabbits, and as it cuts out the light they won't know what's happened, they'll be confused and they should stop fighting.